This one is called the 8th exercise, terrific speed operation. And we show you how things really get going here. It starts out in a position that's already progressed. There have already been 10 moves, and something interesting, you can see that the infantry is already riding on the Air Force. So this is going to move like the Air Force, but carry the infantry with it. Starts out with the artillery shooting this militia. It's right in line, shoots, lands there on the spot of capture. Blue captures back with the missile. It also lands on the spot of capture. Red gets the Air Force in action here, and blue zooms down here with the Air Force with a rider of the infantry and captures this infantry right there. This puts the commander in check. Zoom, because that's an airplane. So the commander flees all the way to the sea, and blue pursues with the airplane this way. The commander's out of range here, so it's not actually in check. Nevertheless, the commander goes up here and gets onto the naval vessel. So now the commander is riding on the ship. Blue flies over to right there, and once again the commander is in check because this is an airplane. The commander goes further away, right into blue's territory. That's traveling with the naval ship. The commander is pursued by blue coming all the way out here. Once again, this is out of blue's range. Sorry, when blue was back here, he actually left the infantry off in this corner there. So right now only the airplane is pursuing the commander that way. Red airplane flies all the way up here. Blue shoots this tank, or flies to this tank, bombs it, destroys it, and, as is the prerogative of the Air Force, flies back. This airplane flies all the way out here and also gets on the ship. The ship does carry airplanes as well as passengers. When it's out here, this airplane is putting this commander in check. So this commander moves forward to get out of the line of flight of the airplane. Now this is an interesting move. These three are all stacked up together. The Navy, the commander, and the Air Force. From here, they're all going to take different paths. The plane flies over here and strikes the missile, captures it. In the same turn, the ship moves here and the commander moves here. So from this one spot, each of these made a move of its own, all in the same turn. Now the ship can fire to here, and so the commander's got to move out of check. He moves one space further. By the way, he moved on to his headquarters. But the airplane comes down, puts him in check. The commander moves back. The other Air Force unit comes in and coordinates with this one. Looks like it could be a pretty fierce attack brewing over here. This Air Force, which is a heroic Air Force because it has checked the commander in the past, so therefore it can move one space further. It goes all the way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and checks the commander from there. So now blue is checking the red commander. Red strikes the blue plane. Boom. Because red is striking another plane, a plane against a plane, the rule is that it has to land on that spot. So it can't fly back in this case. Now the blue plane strikes the Navy. Now, since the Navy has anti-aircraft guns, the blue plane is taken away, sacrifices itself. The attack continues anyway, with the Air Force coming down here, checking the commander in this way. Since the Air Force moves diagonally, it checks the commander, but the commander does not move diagonally, so it cannot attack the Air Force. It's got to flee. And he does just one space over here like this. Now, this aircraft comes back to where it was, and in this position, he's putting the commander in check. The commander flees to the corner, but red comes on down. Something to notice here, this plane is checking the commander here. This plane is covering this escape point. Now, because this commander is here, the rule is the commander cannot pass a clear line occupied by the other commander. So this commander is preventing the commander from passing here and going on up that way. So all the spaces the commander could go to, this one covered by this plane, this one covered by that plane, this one and covered by the commander and blocking all subsequent points. So this blue commander is totally checkmated.